Let's speak now to Laura Blumenfeld. She's a Middle East analyst and former U.S. State Department advisor. Laura, thank you very much for your time. In this atmosphere, do you expect talks will continue?
I do, absolutely. J.D. Vance left Islamabad without a deal, but for anyone who's walked the alleys of the Grand Bazaar in Tehran, as I have, I would recognize this as his kind of walking out of the shop moment. He's leaving not because he's not interested. He's leaving because he is. There's kind of a negotiating, shopping choreography, if you will. And what he's hoping is that by not chasing the deal will come to him. So the question is, is Iran interested? I think that, that walking out of the shop strategy doesn't always work, especially if the shopkeeper thinks they have the upper hand. Typically in the past, Iran has always felt like they may survive in the battlefield, but they thrive at negotiations, that they can outfox the Americans. So the question is, are they going to overreach now and ask for too much? And will it really drive the Americans in a way that we go back to the battlefield rather than the negotiating table? We saw that, it took President Obama 2 years to negotiate an Iranian nuclear deal. Will 2 weeks be long enough? I doubt it.
Do you see any way to de-escalate the growing tensions around the Strait of Hormuz? Donald Trump says a lot. Surely that is not helping create the conducive environment for more talks.
Well, for talks, Donald Trump's sort of negotiating strategy, trust is the fairy dust of diplomacy. He doesn't negotiate through trust, he negotiates through fear. That has a really bad kickback from the Iranians, because their approach toward America, going all the way back to Ayatollah Khomeini, who led the revolution in 1979, was that America is like a dog. If you allow it to make you, if you show fear to that dog, it will lunge at you. If you stand up firm, America will tuck its tail and turn away. So on the Strait of Hormuz, talk, yes, might not work, but actions will. And that's why Donald Trump announced that he's going to lead a blockade, that if Iranians won't allow the oil ships to pass through, then America won't allow the Iranian ships to pass through as well. He's kind of fighting fire with fire here and trying to turn it around, because although America might have Iran by a chokehold on the battlefield, Iran really does have America and the entire global economy, by the balls, if you will, by threatening the global economy. So he's trying to turn it around by actions rather than talk.
Is it possible, as Donald Trump has threatened, that the U.S. could actually just walk away from this? Or do you think they're really committed to see this resolved one way or the other?
Yeah, I mean, the Strait of Hormuz is being held hostage now by Iran. He can't walk away because he'll end up looking like President Jimmy Carter, where there was another hostage crisis. And over the years, Trump has really belittled Carter for looking weak and ineffective. So he absolutely can't walk away. He's almost approached this war like a doctor performing exploratory surgery, right? He never sort of announced what he was going to do in the end. It was probe, cut, excise the malign regime. But like any doctor, you have to follow the Hippocratic Oath. Number one rule is do no harm. If he just walked away and just left it up to unnamed allies to release the chokehold on the Gulf, on the Strait of Hormuz, then he would be leaving the situation worse off than when he first entered it.
Thank you so much for your time, Laura Blumenfeld, Middle East analyst and a former U.S. State Department advisor.